Hey guys, today we're talking about audiobooks and a really cool website for accessible menus. Hang on, we'll be right back. Welcome back to The Blind Life. My name is Sam. On this channel I make videos about living life with vision impairment, assistive technology, helpful tips and tricks. So if that sounds useful for you, please consider subscribing to the channel. But today I want to talk about audiobooks. I've mentioned audiobooks in my other videos many times. I've talked about how great they are for just about everybody, but most importantly, the visually impaired community. When I was an assistive technology trainer, people would come in to see me. Most of them were losing vision later in life, and one of their biggest issues they were having was reading. They spent their whole life reading books, they love reading books, and all of a sudden they weren't able to do that any longer. And that was one of the most common things. Obviously, number one was driving. Everybody wants to drive. But a very close number two was reading. And unfortunately, you could try large print, but for most of us, myself included, I haven't been able to read large print in a long time. So our only option is audiobooks. Now, unfortunately, sometimes I heard that people would say they didn't think they could focus on listening to a book read to them. They want to be actively reading it to stay engaged with it, and I understand that. To that, I just say it's just like anything else. The more you do it, the easier it gets, the more practice you get. But I recommend audiobooks just because if you think about it, it's like a performance. It's very similar to going to a play and the actors are down there on the stage and they're performing the parts. The narrator is reading the book, and oftentimes they'll do different voices for the different characters. Sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll get one of these mega produced audiobooks where there's sound effects and music. I read a book recently where there was like 16 characters or 16 readers or narrators on the book, listed on the book, because every single character in the story, they had a different voice actor for it, and then they had a narrator for the narration part. Those types of books really pull you in with the story. One drawback is every now and then you will get a reader, a narrator that for whatever reason, you can't explain it, but you just do not click with their voice. Or maybe it's their reading style. And it's unfortunate. I try to stick it out. I try to persevere and push through, but sometimes it's just like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. It doesn't matter how good this book is. I can't handle that person reading it. Sometimes they'll have multiple voice actors for the same book. Harry Potter is like that. I think it might be the European version versus the US version. They'll have different voice actors reading the books, and so you might get lucky. One of my personal favorite, actually my favorite book, Ready Player One, the version that I love is narrated by Will Wheaton. He does an amazing job narrating that book, and that's part of the reason why I love the book so much, and I've listened to it like 6 times now. Meanwhile, there's another version with another voice actor, and it's still a great book. I love the book, but it's not as good. For whatever reason, I just resonate with Will Wheaton's version much better. Now, I've made other videos about how to get audiobooks. There's lots of different places you can get them, lots of different resources, some free, some paid. One that I've never really talked about and is probably the most popular is audible.com. So that's what today's video is about. Not sponsored. If Audible wants to sponsor one of my videos, I would be down for that, but they are not sponsoring this video. But I do have a link in the description down below where you can get a 30-day free trial plus a credit for a free book and unlimited Audible originals. If you are a returning member, you get some extra stuff too going through that link as well. So definitely check it out. Full disclaimer, it is an affiliate link with Amazon, so The Blind Life does get a small commission. Doesn't cost you anything extra, and it only helps out the channel, so I would really appreciate that. But Audible is a great resource for audiobooks. Obviously, I mean, it's a part of Amazon. And as I said, there are free options out there. The National Library Services for the Blind, they have an app called Bard. There's some websites. There's one, I forget the new name of it, but the old name is bookshouldbefree.com. If you search for that, you'll still find it. But that website, for example, only has old books, you know, like Moby Dick, those kind of books. If you're looking for something brand new, something just came out, chances are it's not going to be on the Bard website yet. So in those cases, something like Audible is a great option. And if you can go on there and just sign up and get a free month, you really can't lose with it. It has apps on every single platform, obviously. So for listening on the go, that's no problem. I believe you can share books with family members and things. I don't know. There's a lot to it. Definitely check it out. Once again, link in the description to get your free month and a free credit. Now, on the topic of my favorite audiobooks, so I have my Amazon shop. The link is always in the description of all of my videos. That's where my shirts are being sold as well. The URL is amazon.com/shop/theblindlife. But I have recently added in a whole section of audiobooks, my favorite recommended audiobooks. I have like 30 in there already. I'm going to be continuing to add more in. And also, a lot of those are series. So like Harry Potter or the Kate Daniels series. Kate Daniels, for example, has like 15 books in its series, but I only added in book number 1. So just keep that in mind. If you're in there and you see a book and you see that it's book 1 in a series, I have read the entire series and I love the entire series. I recommend the entire series, but I didn't want to clutter it all up with putting every single book in the shop. Lots of great recommendations down there, things that I'm currently listening to. Some books that I loved when I was a kid are in there. So I will pin the link to that shop at the top of this video, but just keep in mind that the link is in the description of all of my videos. Also, like I said, I'm adding more audiobooks to that shop all the time, and I would love recommendations from the community. So if there's a book or a book series that you love and you would recommend to other VIPs, let me know. Let me know in the comments, send me an email, something like that, and I will be happy to add it into that list as well. Okay, now, on a completely unrelated note, just because I wanted to give you guys more content in this video, I wanted to tell you about this really cool website. It's called Menus for All, MENUS, the number 4, ALL. And it's a website that has, I think, over 50,000 accessible menus for restaurants here in the United States. You can go in there, you can get your current location, you can search by city and state, and find some restaurants near you. The site is completely designed to work with screen readers. It works great on both iOS and Android, and it has all the information you need, including pricing for the dish. Now, it's going to have more options, of course, for bigger, larger cities. If you live in a small town, something like that, they might not have anything in there for your area, but you never know, you might get lucky. I would also recommend, if you go into a restaurant and their menu isn't on the website, talk to the restaurant. Recommend that they get their menu on the website to make it accessible for everyone. So just something really cool I wanted to share with you guys. Menusforall.com. Search for it in your mobile browser, and then you can even save that webpage as a shortcut on your home screen so that you'll have quick, easy access to it anytime you want to look up a menu. Okay guys, that is it. Once again, all the links for everything I talked about will be in the description box down below. Don't forget to check out all of my recommended audiobooks in my Amazon shop. If you need anything from me, you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you'll be alerted every time I put out a new video. Thank you again for watching. Sam with The Blind Life. I'll see you next time.